Okay, so I've come up with a way, well, not really come up, but I figured out a way to, I guess, essentially train you. But the problem with that is, well, not necessarily a problem. Okay, I'm just going to be very blunt. Okay, so today we officially begin your training, right? I spent hours last night down here, just kind of looking for books and history that we can pull from to teach you. Funny enough, the book that we got, on the artifacts kind of, had my mind start running in a way where we will teach you through history, okay? The history of all that is Talon. The problem is here, though, and this is me just being very blunt, is once this starts and once you complete each book, there's no f***ing around anymore. Okay, the fact of the matter is, you learn things and then you very quickly don't ever apply it, ever. Unless you feel like the situation is like very serious, and all of a sudden you start applying it. I'm not trying to, rehash old shit, but, I've tolerated a lot of it and let you get away with a lot of it. Cause we just go under the guise of, well, you're not trained, you don't know what the f you're doing, you're an amateur, whatever. It allows you to get away. It allows you to get away with that. Once that excuse isn't there, though, there's no more getting away with anything. And the truth of it is, like, you would probably end up getting killed if you keep approaching every situation the same way you do now. That's just the truth. So it is a bit scary starting this today, because I don't want to. I really need you to learn and apply yourself. Like, you have to. There's no more excuses. Like, you will be out of excuses. It circles back to the conversation, or not necessarily conversation, but what I said, right? You need to be willing to be a student. It's the only way this is going to work.
Okay.
Okay, do you really understand that, though?
Yeah, I do. I mean, there's nothing I can really say that will reassure you, to be honest. It's just gonna have to be a
well, I'm not the
shown
one that
thing,
needs to be
so.
reassured. That's the thing here. It's you shouldn't be doing this in hopes that I'm not gonna get angry, or to prevent us from arguing, or to prevent me from getting angry. That shouldn't be the reasons why you're gonna listen and learn. Those should not be reasons. If those are the reasons why you want to listen and learn, then you should just leave. Right? You should be willing to be a student because you want to be a part of this.
I do want to be a part of this.
Right. So then I become irrelevant in all of it. You are simply being a student because you want to learn, not because I have anything to do with that. That is the only way this will truly work. Now, with that being said, obviously we're human beings, are going to make mistakes, especially if we understand that you are still new to this. But there's a massive difference between a fuck up and then an intentional decision that fucks shit up. So, for example, you walking into a dinner with a guild, that is a fuck. That is an intentional decision that could have fucked shit up. All right? Now, you hanging out somewhere, all of a sudden the guild shows up and you're wrapped up in some shit. That's not necessarily your fault. One thing led to another, you're there. So you just have to be very aware of that. Super aware. And things are only going to get harder for you. And they may never get easy. This is a conversation we should have had a while ago, but I was hoping I was going to do that and through actively training, but the fact of the matter is there's just not enough time in the day to actively train you every day, and we need to get the shit going. So the teachings are going to come from these books, and then the lesson is going to come from you, just from yourself, really. And then I will speak to you about it and see if you've actually learned before we move on to the next book. But once we take this step, again, it's the excuses start thinning out. You need to hold yourself accountable. Can't be me. It can't be nobody. It has to be you. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, I am.
I feel like I'm getting lectured. I mean, this is a lecture, really. It's like I said, Lang has let Charlie get away with a lot, right? This is coming to a point where she just can't be getting away with shit. If she's really gonna learn and change, it has to be Like super, he's got to just be super serious. I read it out loud. Make it read it
Oh
out loud for
boy.
you, chat.
Okay. The stillness before the storm. Lesson of discipline, emotional control, and inner clarity. Written by Wu during his exile in the mountains of
Bro,
Amberina?
listen, guys. We spent hours trying to find
don't know.
font. It is what it is.
I can't read this that well. Hold on.
This RP, it's old text, okay?
Before the blade is drawn, the mind must be sharpened. Before the world bends, the self must kneel. Before Talon moved in shadow, before the first oath was ever sworn in blood, Wu lived in self-imposed exile, betrayed by an ally and
Why does your
hunted
mic
by
sound terrible?
lawmen.
Am I tripping?
He vanished into the
She, like,
frozen
leaning
peaks
in?
of Amberino, where he survived alone for over a year. It was there in the deafening quiet that he discovered the first truth of the cause. To control others, one must first master the self. Wu emerged from the mountains not as a man of vengeance, but as
Turn
one
my
of
brightness
focus.
down. Maybe it's because my brightness
In
is
those
too up. For
snows,
me,
he
I can
learned that
read it
emotion
perfectly.
clouds
Key.
judgment. Impulse leads to ruin. The strongest talons are not the fastest or deadliest. They are the stillest, most patient, most empty. First book is not about action. It is about waiting, watching, and unlearning the chaos the world has burned into you. You will want to strike. You will want to prove yourself. These wants are weakness. The world rewards noise. Talon demands stillness. You are not a person. You are potential. A blade in the sheath, dangerous not for what it has done, but what
Blue's
it might
coming back
do.
soon, Steven. Don't worry.
Sit with
I got
this
so many
in
plans.
silence and discomfort, till even your breath obeys your will. Then, and only then, do you begin to see.
Bro, you don't
Your
mean your own
task.
writings? Bro, I like my own tweets. What do you mean?
Spend 2 days without acting on impulse. No shouting, no retaliation, no emotion without control. Serve the city, write what you see, watch how others react to chaos. When the storm rages around you, you will be still. Return with a single written truth, nothing.
Did she make it, chat? Good luck.
Thank you.
Any questions before I go to bed?
No.
You think you can handle this?
Yes.
All right. There's no turning back now. There's a giant faceless meeting happening tomorrow or some shit. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
The thing that like worries me about CJ is like I really don't know if like CJ the character is gonna be able to like change. Like I really don't know. We've seen it so many times where she's kind of put herself in the same positions from like this same. I don't know why I lag so much in Roosters, man. It's so weird. But I mean, we've seen like the few situations that pop up, and it kind of always stems from the same thing, right? And obviously, before it was like, okay, well, we don't really have time to teach her, so it is what it is. Like we just deal with it. But now it's like, okay, well, now that we found a way. Obviously, the way we're gonna train CJ, I think it would be cool through the books, because then we can then if the books work and we think the arc is cool enough for her to feel like she was trained, we can then just take those books and apply it to other characters that we will eventually train. Does that make sense, chat? It's actually kind of smart. And then we have like these books. Oh, you want to become a part of Talon? These are the books you got to learn. I think it's like, in my mind, it's just a cool idea, you know? And then, yeah, but the thing is, when she completes a book, we're going to RP it out like, okay, you have learned this. Like, we have passed. You have passed. Right? So obviously the first book is like, the biggest issue that we have with CJ, which is the lashing out or not giving a fuck. Right? So when she completes that book, we're gonna expect her to never lash out and not give a fuck ever again. Can she do that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be tough. So it's gonna be interesting because the character truly does have to change like character qualities for Charlie to be trained, quote unquote, right? No. The 13 Trials of Talon. See, that's actually a good title. I like that. Ooh, we're stealing that. See, chat? See what I mean? Like, I'm stealing that. That's a great title. Does Lang ever lash out? It doesn't matter. You guys gotta understand. There's a difference there. Lang, right? Lang's history is he is a master of Talon. He is the highest ranking guy. Okay. Same with the Dons. You can just get away with doing shit. Right now, should Lang be lashing out? Of course not. But that's not the point. CJ's the Padawan. If CJ's gonna look at Lang and be like, "Oh, but you do this," then she's gonna fail. Like immediately, she's failing. That's not the point. But yeah, then again, Lang also takes very seriously like what he takes very seriously, right? Like, and I mean that's the majority of the arc is like when it comes to like Talon, like Lang, like we don't laugh, like we don't, you know, try to turn it into a meme and shit. Obviously, you know, we make jokes and whatnot, but like we just take it as seriously as we can and as cringe as we can because it's absolutely cringe. But that's why it's good.